We're getting hands-on with Samsung's new Galaxy A37 and A57, the top dogs in the A series right now. This isn't some massive reset, it's more of a tune-up, but with the A57, those small changes actually matter more than you might think, and that starts with the design. Samsung kept the raised button area, so if you've used recent A phones, this will look familiar. The camera island now has a new semi-transparent finish. Material choices stay the same too. Plastic frame on the A37, aluminum on the A57, and Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the back of both. Size-wise, the A37 is exactly the same as the A36. The A57, though, shrinks down in every direction compared to the A56. The biggest thing? It's 0.5 millimeters thinner. Durability also gets a nice bump, moving from IP67 to IP68. And yes, the color names are still very Samsung. The A37 comes in awesome charcoal, awesome gray-green, awesome white, and awesome lavender. The A57 gets awesome gray, awesome navy, awesome icy blue, and awesome lilac. Now the displays may sound familiar on paper, but one of these phones quietly gets the better panel. Both phones use 6.7-inch Full HD Plus displays with 120Hz refresh rates, and both peak at 1900 nits. The difference is the A57 upgrades to a Super AMOLED Plus panel, which should be more power efficient. And since the A57 is smaller than the A56, the bezels also look noticeably slimmer. The camera setup is mostly the same story as last year. The A37 has a 50-megapixel main camera, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 5-megapixel macro. The A57 also gets a 50-megapixel main, but with a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. And yes, that 5-megapixel macro is still here, doing its usual triple camera cosplay. One upside, both phones get upgraded image signal processors, which unlock Samsung's so-called Nightography, same branding as the new S26 series. Samsung also improved lens switching and portrait segmentation, but only on the A57, for reasons they did not explain, because of course. Around front, nothing changed. Both phones keep the same 12-megapixel selfie camera setup from the A36 and A56. Inside, though, things split. The A37 drops Snapdragon and moves to the Exynos 1480, the same chip from the Galaxy A55. The A57 goes newer, and that's where it gets interesting. The A57 launches with the brand new Exynos 1680. Both chips are built on a 4-nanometer process. In Europe, the A37 comes with 6 GB or 8 GB of RAM, while the A57 gets 8 GB. Storage on both is 128 GB or 256 GB. Samsung also says some international markets will get higher memory and storage versions. If you care about connectivity, only the A57 gets upgraded to Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 6.0. Samsung is also talking up a vapor chamber that's 13% larger than on the previous models, which should help with heat. Then there's software, and honestly, that may matter even more long-term. Both phones ship with One UI 8.5, and that includes the new Bixby powered by Perplexity, just like on the S series. It can also change system settings for you, which is something Gemini still doesn't do. On top of that, Samsung is promising up to 6 years of software and security updates. Battery specs stay exactly where Samsung clearly likes them, 5,000 milliamp hours on both phones and 45-watt charging. So yeah, Samsung is absolutely committed to this battery formula. Put all of that together, and it's pretty obvious which phone got the extra attention this year. The A57 is clearly the one Samsung focused on most. In Europe, the A37 starts at €429, while the A57 starts at €529. That's a €50 bump, and it probably means the US could see higher pricing too. So, what do you guys think? Still mid-range kings, or is the value crown slipping? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and keep an eye out for the full review with deeper testing coming very soon. We'll have a lot more to say once we've spent real time with both phones. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll chat you guys in the next one.